Somehow it's even more obvious that we are in a simulation when I don't have the light on my webcam. But also, don't we see like this anyway? Am I the only one to see it's like that? Is that astigmatism? I came on here early. I know it's 10:30, but it's early because as soon as fucking uh the 13th hit, I got my period, and that really drains me. It takes all the life out of me. I have endometriosis. I think it's because I have 4 C-sections. Either way, so once a month, just know I need to come to y'all in dark mode. This is dark mode. It probably does not help that Mars is in Scorpio because I came here to talk about a crazy ass dream I had. I had several crazy ass dreams last night. At one point, I even because there's a mirror in my room, right? I I don't know. I guess I'm sensitive to energies moving in and out of the room. I woke up at one point and I watched an astral being walk back through that fucking mirror when I realized I could see it. At one point, I woke up at 6:26 a.m. That's my birth time. The dream I had was like a rebirth, but it was crazy as fuck, right? So I'm in the basement of my dad's house. And I don't even know why I'm down there. I guess I have no business being down there. But I noticed there are like some guys down there, and they're like not good guys. So when they start like moving towards me, I call my daddy. It's like, Daddy. So I don't know how I got out of there necessarily, but I ended up upstairs and I ended up having like to take a shower and cleanse or whatever. And when I got out of the shower, there was another version of me in the room, right? And she was like, cool, you're ready to take my place, whatever the fuck that meant. So I end up going back in the basement, but this time I'm going in the basement for like, I'm going to beat my ass. I'm not scared of nobody now that I'm going back in the basement, whatever that was. But when I got down there, they had my actual mom. So what was going to happen that I had been saved from happened to her. But when I went to like grab her, like I could physically feel her, like it was real life, like she was shaking, like I could, and I was trying to calm her, but all she kept saying was, "Don't worry, God's got it. God's gonna handle them." And I looked to the right, right, and there was just a perfectly placed pair of scissors in the ground. I guess in the dream, and it wasn't even fully dreamed to that part because I could feel myself angry in my physical body. I could feel myself like, when you get mad, like. So I grabbed the scissors, and when I went to go start stabbing the guys, I stabbed a good couple before I had to wake up. Like, all right, simulation failed. But no, so a post that I didn't get to make yesterday was about your kinetic energy, your psychic energy, the static that goes through your human, right? That allows you to connect to things outside yourself, to receive your telepathic message, to even see, period. It's like the signal coming through your Wi Fi. The feeling you get when you're angry, that tingling in your hands, in your body, in your heart, that's your kinetic energy. That's how you know the feeling of your power. That is what is being harvested. The sad version of it, the mad, the depressed, all that stuff is like crack for demons. So be aware of your power. Be aware of your energy. Be aware of where you're being tricked to exploit it. Because you get a refill every time you tap in, but you're still giving away like God's gift to you to somebody else. I was still stabbing with them scissors. It was big too. And it was I watched the movie Us like the week before. That's what those scissors sort of looked like, but they were silver, they weren't gold. This probably does have something to do with the tethered and all that stuff, but I'm not clear enough to fully get it yet. I just needed to document it, and I knew it had something to do with the divine feminine taking back their power, but their power through source, despite what they had been through. Why the dream had to be that dramatic or upsetting, I don't know. I reached out to my mom to see if she could remember. because I was like low key freaked out. Just because I didn't want her to remember that's my mom. Like, no, that was a horrible thing or event to occur. I was hoping that it was like a dream simulation of it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you're going through lessons or you're going through symbolic things. She said she couldn't recall the dream, but when I said, like, hey, I saw you in Dream World last night, she was like, it was not a good dream. She be knowing stuff too. And I will say that she was the one person in my life that didn't give me a hard time for knowing stuff. And she'll listen to me. She'll always write little anecdotes in my books, like I knew you were special from the moment you were born, and little stuff like that. So when I come to her and we have these conversations, she really takes me serious, which is because this is one of those things. So we are rapidly approaching the hunter's portal. So I think today I will get into some astrology behind that, understanding your gifts, understanding where you're most likely to be exploited emotionally. And that has to do with that fourth, eighth, 12th house combo. Because some stuff is past life stuff you don't remember. And particularly now with the Mars in Scorpio. That's all the stuff that's repressed. Mars is drive, Scorpio, repression, sexuality, hardships, death, sex work, black magic, abuse, just all the difficult parts of this human situation that come along with enjoying it are being brought back to the surface right now. I went to the metaphysical store last week and elephants were everywhere. It's not like they were everywhere around the store, but it's what stood out to me. I was like, I guess I got a new spirit guide. When I first woke up, I noticed ladybugs were everywhere, which was crazy because I was in the house. I was on crutches and I like, it's a ladybug. When I finally get out the house, ladybugs everywhere. So I actually got my first tattoo. I thought I was never going to get tattoos. Can I even put it in the camera? And it's a ladybug, right? So I always remember that you wouldn't lose your shit. I think I am going to get me I got this vine for growth. I got this ring. Mm-hmm. So I always remember who my husband was outside of this body, like no matter what is going on in this life. And it's growth and luck and expansion in Jupiter. So I want to get a 12 monkeys tattoo. One like this versus something just so I can remember. And 12 Monkeys, if you haven't seen the movie, quick synopsis is about a time traveler who gets sent into a time frame where there's going to be a big bomb, a big bad thing that happens. Now, he can't stop the big bad thing that happens, but he keeps going into the simulation because he's trying to find out who did drop the bomb or created the bomb or all the steps up to the event to relay back to his time coordination team so that they can prevent future things like this from happening. Throughout the film, he keeps getting like locked in a mental ward. People keep trying to arrest him because he keeps telling them like, "Hey, I came from the future to do A, B, C, and D," and everybody thinks he's crazy. Every time he I don't know if it goes to sleep, but every time he like gets in the situation where he jams up, the time management team wakes him up, right? And they're like, "Hey, dude, remember you're in a simulation. Just go back in there and you're gonna kill it." So I need the 12 monkeys tattoo to remind me when stuff like this happens where I can actually see an astral being going through my mirror, where I have to see my mom in a situation like that. I need a tattoo reminding me you are a no limit soldier girl. Because from what I have gathered or downloaded, some of us are like Terminators. We came here for this time, for this one night, this big event, Judgment Day that is coming. We can't change it. We can't stop the bomb that is going to drop, but we can make sure that more souls are on the side of light as opposed to dark. It seems like there was a disproportionate amount of people that got out before the event happened. Soul wise, because this is once again that kinetic energy. If this stuff is heavy and dense, you float down when you pass. If you are light and airy, you rise up. At the top of heaven, the highest angels are called the shining ones. Their wings are on fire. They sing to God all day. They burn for God. That's where I believe that song, Soul on Fire by Third Sunday, Third Song, whatever. Just look up Soul on Fire, comes from. When you get so filled with God that you are filled with like the fire of God. At the other end of that is the lake of fire. So for Judgment Day, you are either going to, because there are survivors or whatever, but for the souls who are decided to be judged during the Judgment Day, you're either going to burn in heaven or you're going to burn in hell. The burning in hell is a baptism for your soul that goes on for 1,000 years. That's why y'all want to go to the lake of fire. You want to be a soul on fire for God up above where you are singing. So these are my random Saturday morning tidbits. I have a lot of videos to get out today. I am going to post a special for my soul contracts and for my by donation astrology class, because that's what I've been told to do. I'm not going to take any big readings or anything. I know I'm always on the fence about what I want to do because I love that job, but I need a moment, and somebody's knocking on my door. So I'll finish this up on Facebook, guys. Bye.